thought we were fucking started.
It's fucking, you gotta get
We're
fucking
talking
Italian.
about DeVito because he's fucking Italian. Welcome back to another episode of Say It With Your Chest.
Say what you fuck.
On this lovely set we got going on here. We got the Christmas lights. It could be fucking Italiano.
Fucking Italian.
Depending on where
Say
you're
what your
from.
fucking chest. It's fucking
Dude, I
Italian.
got fucking cutlets
How you
on
fucking
mine.
doing,
I got
alright? How you fucking
cutlets.
doing?
You can fucking forget about it.
Forget about it.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Happy
Happy Hanukkah.
Past
I think it's still
Happy
going,
Halloween,
and
depending
beats
on,
me.
you know, maybe Mountain Time, depending on where you live in the world.
Central Pacific.
Central Pacific. Fuck Mountain Time. If you live out there, go fuck your sister.
But we love having you on the pod.
Yes. Now, I'm your host, John. Back as usual. There's been a little bit of a hiatus. I'm sorry for that. Our boy Hank will not be attending today. Hank's got his own little shit going on right now. The poor, you know, the guy is, he's training right now.
Training.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball, all that fun stuff.
College baseball. Got to do spring training.
College
Man's
athletes.
trying to make it in the MLB. He's trying to get paid like fucking Otani out here.
Been there, hope to be back,
With
you
the
know.
700 mil.
College athletes, you know.
About the college athletes. But look no further. We have our lovely other fill-in host, guest appearance,
Also college athletes sometimes.
Kyle.
How you doing? I'm Kyle. You can find me these social medias behind me. I play football for the University of New Haven. Been a Steelers fan since I was about 6 years old and have been watching agonizing mediocrity for the last 11 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Go ahead,
13
brother.
years.
Just pour it in.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
as a Panther
rough.
fan and then the Giant fan that sits in that seat.
Listen,
It's been rough. on the pod.
It's been almost abysmal watching your team perform this year.
Thanks, my team.
But listen, we ain't doing too hot
Hey, listen,
right now.
we suck. We've been calling your team fraud since the
Dude,
beginning.
we were very aware we were frauds. We were hoping we weren't, but we very much are. You know what? We may not be the only frauds out here. So yeah, Texans. You know,
You're not gonna sit up here and tell me Mitch Trubisky's the truth, though, right?
God.
Because I know that if Hank came in here, he'd be with a fucking Italian flag and a plate full of cutlets on the table, saying like, "We're paying Tommy."
If we had Tommy DeVito, we'd be doing fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
We'd be set if we had Tommy DeVito.
I think with the Tommy Cutlets cold open there, I feel like we gotta just roll right into the Monday night game.
Roll right into it. Honestly, I was so many fantasy implications for me in those two games. So I was jumping back and forth, and two amazing comebacks.
Tommy DeVito.
Two impressive comebacks, and of course the storyline
Great games.
around Tommy DeVito it's impressive. Everybody loves an underdog story. Every time, I think since Brady, every time Brock Purdy comes around, a guy that we weren't suspecting to wins, you root for him, and with the entourage and the hype around Tommy DeVito, it's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. It's something to get behind.
Tommy DeVito at home against the Packers, who are trying to fight for a playoff position as well.
Yeah, Jordan Love
In the North.
been doing good.
They beat the Lions, so I mean technically they're still in it.
The
division.
The NFC's in
Kinda.
shambles, so
NFC do be in shambles, but it's still a tight race. And I mean the Giants, they need to move heaven and earth to try to get in the playoffs. They're really behind. It's
Yeah.
really close. But Tommy DeVito,
dude,
fucking had a touchdown, had almost 100 yards on the ground. Him and Saquon were
He
balling
was-
on Monday night.
electric.
Jordan Love was doing his thing on the other side, throwing to the rookie Jaden Reed. Getting it done on that side.
It was very. I gotta be honest. I was more tuned into the Tennessee Titans game and watching
I think a lot more people were.
Will Levis cook, but flipping over to that Giants game and watching Tommy DeVito. So you know what happened, but it was very much last second for the last Raheem Mostert touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Where I thought my fantasy season was over.
Would you like me to set the scene, or you want to set the scene?
It was so. I'll take care. If I forget anything, please feel free to chime in.
Sure.
I was fighting for a spot in playoffs. I was a sure loss, but I was hoping for my uncle to lose against my brother in our family league, and Raheem Mostert almost sealed the deal in my brother's game, and just gave my brother the few-point lead, and I flip over. Jordan Love and the Packers are in the red zone. Jordan Love answered my prayers, threw a touchdown to who it was, Jalen Reed?
I believe so, yeah.
It was fantastic, and I almost cried. It was Malik Heath who
His
received a
only
touchdown.
of the night.
Only catch of the night.
And it came down to the end of the game.
Came to the end of the game, touchdown.
Right, and it was right at the goal line.
It was at the goal line,
Right
and it almost wasn't a touchdown, but it was. Gave me the win, and then I flung back and watched Raheem Mostert barely score anything, so I was very happy with that.
I can't believe
Turn on and see Tommy fucking Cutlets. Turn up.
Yeah, and your team shit the bed this week,
Dude,
and you still got a playoff spot.
Shit the bed. I made a blockbuster trade a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
My team is in shambles. After this week, I'm just hoping. I'm projected.
All right, now let me ask you this: as a 6 seed coming in, right? We're down to the final 6.
Down to the
you
final
snuck
6.
in. It's gonna be a hell of a Cinderella story if you pull something out of your ass.
Listen.
But realistically, scale of 1 to 10, how we feeling going forward?
Okay. Now, Grandma's team. And you might be thinking,
Look,
your grandma's playing fantasy football?
Right.
Our grandma is 10-4.
I don't want to hear that shit.
10-4.
Our fucking team's insane.
Third seed. 10-4. Almost a playoff bye.
Pretty damn close.
If she beats me, I can't be mad. She keeps me. I'm in her corner. I'm in my cousin Matthew's corner. Shout out Matthew. But that being said, I can't be mad. I'm projected like 112
Let's
points.
check out the matchup here.
I'm projected like 112 points. It is not in my favor.
Prescott. Scared of him?
Dude, I'm just hoping Tua is projected 14.
Doing great.
Tell me why Tua is projected 14. I'm not scared of Dak. I'm not scared of Dak, but you know who I am scared of?
The white chocolate.
Your old boy,
White
man.
lightning.
Your old boy, man.
CMC.
Dude, scary.
You better be scared.
Scary.
You better be
One, if he scores a touchdown in the first quarter, I think it's over.
Brother.
He can score more than both of my running backs combined in a heartbeat.
You want to take a guess who he's playing this week?
She has her quarterback and her running back one are both projected 22 points.
Mm-hmm.
I have no one on my roster projected more than 18, more than 16 even. Who's projected most on my team?
Jamar Chase.
Yep.
At 15.
At 15.
And he's
At
hurt.
15.
He's hurt.
And he's possibly not playing. Thankfully, we do run a QB flex league, so I do have Cooper Kupp at my offensive player right now. But if,
he's playing Washington right now. Yeah. He's playing Washington next week.
I'm hoping.
That's a great matchup.
So I did shit the bucket last week. I had 80 points, which is nothing to write home about. My bench, though. Can we talk about that for a second?
Sure. And also, for those of you out there, we do full point PPR, not that standard half point shit.
Full point PPR.
We actually like to score points over here, unlike you fucking baboons.
Everything.
Walk away with a 75-point win and think you're good.
Everything else is normal, and other than the fact that we have a QB flex, an offensive player.
Flex. But it's all the same. We don't have an extra flex. It's the same flex you'd get.
Funny thing is, I'm in 3 leagues, and none of them are the same.
Yeah.
I have a QB flex, I have 2 flex, and I have a completely standard.
Mm-hmm.
All PPR, though.
Christian McCaffrey's playing the Cardinals this week.
God.
In which he had 4 touchdowns on them the week they played. Earlier in the
Grandma, congratulations on moving into the semifinal.
Dak is playing Buffalo, in Buffalo. So who knows? That might be a little tough.
Yeah. But the thing is, I have Dak in my other league where I'm also a 6 seed.
But listen, I mean, even if you beat...
Oh, dude!
If you beat Grandma, you gotta go and play.
If I beat Grandma, I'm going into the gauntlet between you and Matthew.
And then you gotta play Matthew, and then you gotta play whoever comes.
If I somehow beat Grandma, I somehow have to beat Matthew, and I somehow have to beat John.
I don't
be.
Know what you would compare this to.
It would be the UMB. It would be the Loyola Chicago of a.
This is like when the Giants took down Brady in the playoffs.
100%. 100%.
Going to Lambeau.
Yeah.
Playing Favre, and then Rodgers the second time.
Yeah. Being a 6 seed, it would literally be that. Being a 6 seed in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And
going up against the greatest team of all time. Or one of the... On track to be the greatest team of all time. I'm not calling you the greatest team of all time, but...
Yet.
Listen, it depends on what happens in the next... If on your bye week you put up another 160, 170 performance, Good luck to anybody else. I mean, at this point in the season, it's hard to get points.
We got some good teams.
I know that better than anybody.
It's gonna be a fun playoffs.
I
wish you luck.
You too. Yeah, we've had our foes in fantasy, but I wish you luck.
And we have our other team, which you beat me out of, and had. You took
dude.
the 1 seed from me.
Clutch! Shout out Brady Newman.
Yeah.
We were down 2 people beginning of this year, so.
Fuck Brady Newman.
So I added 2 of my boys, and Brady, who was on the verge of being knocked out of the playoffs, beat John.
Beat the shit out of me.
Beat the
My
shit
team
out of
didn't
him.
even show up.
I moved into the 1 seed. Kevin moves into the 2. John moves into the 3. Kevin and I don't have to play.
All right, now besides you and me, well, let's get down to this motherfucker, which we might have a common ground here, because me and Hank like to talk shit about it all the time. Let's talk about the little midget out there, Kevin, and how this little motherfucker is one of the luckiest fantasy football players I have ever met in my life.
Okay, to be fair, out of the 3 teams, out of the 3 of us, me, you, and Kevin, who have been racing for a top 2 spot,
seed,
I have the least amount of points by a decent margin.
You have less than Kevin?
I have less than Kevin.
That can't be real.
I have the 3rd most points in the league by barely beating Brady.
Hold on.
I have 1692. So does Brady, and you and Kevin both have more. Kevin had a hell of a week this week. That's why.
Oh, it was last week?
He had a hell of a week. He had like 160 points.
All right. I just don't understand.
So shouts Kevin. Nothing but respect. I think you're really the Matthew.
There's absolutely no respect
for me in this league.
You, Kevin.
Nah, I love you, Kevin. Don't worry.
I
love your TikTok series.
How do you do
making a shot for my
every
roommate
time?
because that's wildly entertaining.
When Kevin comes back from Christmas break, he's gonna do something on the pod.
Can he please?
We're gonna do.
Can
some
I be
guest
part?
shot,
I
yeah.
legally can't be part of that, so we'll defer that to John.
Legally,
For
for legal purposes, and not trying to get demonetized here.
It's like those TikToks where they put like gallons of alcohol into a bucket. And they're like, does this contain alcohol? Nah. Does Kevin's shot series contain alcohol? Nah.
Not even one bit.
Not
Cold
even.
water and apple juice.
Not even an ounce. Tell you that much.
Nope. Not even close. But,
Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of fantasy, it's we're into the playoffs. So I hope everyone's got their team set up. It's been one hell of a year. Congratulations to everyone out there who's made it.
Injuries have told the tale.
Pray that your teams stay healthy.
Stay healthy. That's at the end of the day. I don't care if Christian McCaffrey goes out there and scores 3 points. As long as he's playing the next week, I'd count myself lucky.
Yeah.
Because
we don't want anybody getting hurt.
It's been a terrible year. I was talking about this the other day. I think 12 teams have different quarterbacks than they started off with, and about 10 of those were due to injuries.
Like 40-something.
And then the other 2 is like because Mac Jones sucks, but
Mac Jones does suck. Zappy for president.
even I can't even talk. The Steelers just absolutely lost.
Well, hey, look, I mean the Steelers get the Colts this week on Saturday.
We took the worst possible loss to the Cardinals. Everybody got hurt. Now we're just season's over.
And you lost to the Patriots.
And now we lost to the Patriots.
That was the worst.
So now we're just no
Where does
hope.
it go from here?
Did you see what Ben Roethlisberger said? So this isn't the Steelers.
Nope.
So the Steelers' tradition's over. Steelers' tradition of winning, of grit and grind.
Still have a positive record, right?
We're 7-6. We still somehow in the 6th seed.
Yeah, losing to the Colts would
But like 5 or 6 teams in the AFC are tied first at 7-6, I believe.
Tied at 7-6. Well, let's see. Let's go down to Pittsburgh. They got Indy. They're at Indy this week. Then they're home for Cincinnati, at Seattle, at Baltimore. That is your next game.
The thing is, we needed these last 2 games.
Oh, 100%.
Real bad. And to lose, it's going to put the rest of the league, it's going to put the rest of the season very, very poorly.
How do you think that game at Indy shapes up this week?
I can tell you right now, in confidence, if we lose, then we are not winning a game for the rest of the year. We need so much momentum from this game.
Probably not, because Cincy's
from this
hot
game.
right now.
Cincy's hot with Jake Browning.
I know.
It's another backup. It's tearing it up right now.
He plays on Saturday as well.
Who's he playing?
That's a great question. I know we were just discussing this earlier.
The next up for the Bengals is the Vikings.
Right, the Vikings.
Vikings are on the downturn.
The Bengals are home.
The Bengals are home. Vikings are on the downturn. Nick Mullins.
Vikings.
How do we feel about that? R.I.P. the legend of the Pastronaut.
R.I.P. Dobbs. He just kind of floated away. He just kind of drifted off.
He did drift off.
And
He's off into the sunset now.
Side.
I've always been a big fan of Dobbs. Coming out of Tennessee. Started the Steelers. Still gave Mike Tomlin some props as of recent. Mm-hmm. But, when you have your run, and he just, who knows, maybe he becomes the next Ryan Fitzpatrick. Dobbs
Yeah.
gets a stint at a team, does pretty well, and eventually just catches up with fate. And
Well, I thought that was going to happen this year. I thought he was going to get right on Minnesota, and they were just going to ride off into the playoffs, right off into the sunset.
It doesn't look like it.
Jettis back.
Niners legend
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins is here to revive the team.
Nick Mullins did what he could with the Niners, being a backup QB and all. You know, when Garoppolo was hurt and they had a rough couple of games, they had a bad season.
Yeah.
But listen, he held his own. He did well. He had a pretty solid touchdown-interception ratio.
He didn't do as bad as he could have.
But I remember the year that Jimmy got hurt.
Oh, I remember.
They went to a few quarterbacks. It wasn't
they went all in. It was like 4 years, $72 million, something like that.
Yeah.
And he got hurt in like 4 games. So.
Yep, he was really only available for that Super Bowl run, pretty much.
Yeah, that was really the downfall of Jimmy G.
Yep, Trey Lance going.
Oh, Jesus.
That mess.
Dude, I forgot Trey Lance existed until I was
Purdy.
watching the Cowboys game the other day, and I saw Lance on the back of somebody's jersey, and I was like, oh, he's still in the league.
He's still here. He's
still there. Third overall pick.
You know, he's really backing up Cooper Rush.
Dude,
Cooper Rush
he's probably third string, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about. But yeah, so, you know, Steelers' big game, Colts coming up. Saturday games are back, which means the end of the bye weeks.
Yep, bye weeks are done.
Bye weeks are all done.
Sam Howell, Kyler Murray.
I think another thing. Honestly, so, you know, we didn't have this planned, but this has been something I've been thinking about for a while.
Mm.
Do you think the NFL should add more weeks and then add a second bye week?
Yeah.
Because look at the Steelers right now. I remember seeing that we had like a 4th week bye week, and I was like, all right, we're going to be in shambles after that.
I think George Kittle. Was George Kittle the one that talked
Somebody
about
was talking about it.
An NFL player talked about this, and I
want to say it was George Kittle.
I kind of like the idea about it.
Make it 20 weeks, 18 games, 2 bye weeks.
Right.
That's my proposal.
Yeah, I think at that point you should add 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it would be 20 total weeks.
Yep.
And then
so 19 well, yeah. So
18 games, 2 bye weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 2 bye weeks. Season's longer. NFL makes more money.
Because the way that they did bye weeks this year was just it didn't make any sense. Because usually you would have 2 to 4 teams every week on a bye. They skipped like 2 or 3 weeks in the middle of the season.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No one was on a bye.
It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
And then the following week, 6 teams are on a bye. And you're like, what are we doing?
And I think the injuries this year just add to that. And you could talk.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
You could talk about how the turf and everything affects, but you also got to think of the longevity of these guys.
Dude, if you got a week 4 through 7 bye, and then come back and get like a week like 11 through 14 bye.
Yeah.
You're ready to go for playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
The end of the
give them a second break,
mm-hmm.
and I think it would be beneficial to everybody involved. Everybody, it's more money in circulation for the NFL, more viewership. Everybody gets more games and gets to rest more. So
yeah, I think they need to. They definitely need to relook into the whole bye situation because you got some teams that are getting a bye week 5.
Yeah.
What do you need to buy at week 5 for?
And that's what I said in the beginning of the year. I saw a week 5 bye, and I was like, it's not going to be good for the Steelers. If we make playoffs, we're going to be burnt out.
Yeah, and then you got these other teams like the Commanders or the Cardinals who just had their bye.
Yeah.
We're in December.
Like, how do you play 13 straight games?
That's crazy too. You're waiting to the end of the season to take a bye,
and
it's meaningless for them.
And the other thing is, it messes with standings and everything. Steelers had the first bye of the year. Ravens didn't have their bye until like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're half a game behind, a game and a half behind. Like it's just annoying.
And I can never tell who it's actually benefiting.
Yeah, literally. It's benefiting anybody who's coming off of a bye. But yeah, I think the NFL's been rather smart with buys. They just gotta fix it up a little bit, especially with the London games.
Yeah,
giving teams the bye week afterwards if they want it. They can elect to reschedule their games or not, which I thought was interesting. I didn't learn that until recently. If you play in London, like the next week, you could have your bye and then just reschedule that game. Yeah, some teams elect to do it, some teams don't. So.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
So, like, if the Jags play in London, the next week they have a Colts game, they could either defer that to later in the season when their bye was supposed to be, or they could play that week.
Huh. Sweet.
So that's good.
No, I mean, we did get some news about foreign games.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I know that they want to add from the 4 games we originally played to 8, doubling it. They are playing a game in Brazil.
Wow.
As of next year.
South America, here we come.
We're going to South America. I'm not even going to
Rio de Janeiro.
Not even going to pronounce the stadium or where they're actually playing because I know I'll butcher it.
Probably.
But I mean, if you want to pull it up in the meantime, if you want to look up and try to pronounce it, it's like
NFL games in
Pueblo,
Brazil.
You got that? In the Corinthians.
Oh, Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. I believe. Sao Paulo. In the Arena Corinthians.
Yeah, Corinthians.
Home to the Brazilian soccer team, the SC Corinthians.
Yep.
I think that's great for the brand. You see how much the Germans love it.
We're expanding, baby.
And how much it's been a success in the UK, especially Mexico City. I think it's underrated how much they love how much Mexico loves football. And honestly, I think that
football.
if there's a lot of speculation about the NFL expanding outside the country, I don't think it would be smart to go anywhere other than Mexico. Unless you go to Canada, but like the Canadian Football League is somewhat legit, so
yeah. I mean, there's leagues everywhere.
There is leagues everywhere. There is a Mexican league, but if the NFL expands, Mexico's the first stop. Especially how many Midwest teams are beloved. The Raiders.
So we were to add a 33rd team. You're saying Mexico?
You can't. I'm a big in any league. I'm a big. You can't have an odd number of teams.
No, you know what I mean. Like but like the
first expansion
to Mexico before Canada.
Mexico City. 100%.
Really?
Those games were electric. I hope we go back soon.
Dude, at this rate, they're moving Jacksonville. They're moving the Jaguars to London.
But the Jacksonville and London...
And we're getting the London Jaguars.
I love it in theory, but you got to think of that about being a Denver Bronco and traveling.
Yeah.
Or a Seattle Seahawk.
No,
now it's
not feasible.
Rough.
It's not feasible.
Rough.
Yeah. No, as of right now, it's not feasible to do it that way.
And there's so much that goes into the player's nutrition and sleep schedule that everybody deals with. But, dude, how long is a flight?
Well, listen in the London games that they've had so far, you have seen how different teams have taken different approaches. From the start of the week to the end of the game. I know when the Titans and the Ravens played each other.
Nonstop 10-hour flight.
It's a nonstop 10-hour flight from where?
From Seattle to London.
Yeah, that's great.
10 hours?
Seattle played in Germany last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
So how long was that flight? Seattle to Germany?
Dude,
But I remember when the Ravens and Titans played in London this year, and the Ravens went out there earlier in the week. And they had a full week out there.
13-hour trip.
13 hours from Seattle to Germany?
Yeah.
Nonstop.
That's
ridiculous.
It's insane. It's
a long flight. And the Titans, in that same game, left right before the weekend. And they only were there about 2 days.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Ravens who have been there all week. Getting accustomed to their sleep schedule.
And
getting a full week of practice.
There's a lot of people are thinking that the reason Jacksonville's been so successful overseas is because they figured it out. They figured out how to succeed in the short turnaround than any other team because they've played so much more.
They also played back-to-back weeks this year.
They played back-to-back weeks this week. Didn't have to have that extra travel
expense. They were there the full week, and they beat Atlanta. Then they were there an entire full week again and beat Buffalo.
Yeah. So I don't hate the idea of moving Jacksonville, but they got to figure out how to make it easier on the players.
I think it still needs time, but I like what they're doing now. They're going to double it up.
Yeah.
They're going to double it up. They're going to let more teams get a chance to get out of the country and spread around.
And I think that, what would be great for the company really, make it like a Pro Bowl week. I'm not saying make the Pro Bowl in Germany, and I'm not saying hype up these games too much, but what I'm saying is these teams go to Germany, have more press conferences, have like the Super Bowl where everybody gets a booth and reporters can come up, and make it bigger. Make it bigger. If the country loves football, make them love football more. Make them fall in love with the players. Trevor Lawrence, make him a name in Germany, especially if you want to move there. Make it a name. Get hype. Build hype.
I think that's right now in London. I think there's way more stability and foundation there for the 100%. NFL in London. I was reading before that the Eagles and Chiefs jerseys are the top sellers right now in London across most jerseys. The Kelseys, obviously, Mahomes, Hurts.
Yeah,
the popular teams.
Dude, it's the Kelseys. I got nothing but admiration for them. To be in the position they're in, and to be as popular as they are for what's much bigger than football is it's impressive.
Dude, Jason Kelce was up there for Sexiest Man of the Year.
Dude, I love it. I love it. As a former lineman, I love it.
Sexy Batman got it going on.
Big guys, walk, stroll into every building.
Big guys gotta get the love too.
And a pair of sandals with your dogs out. It's just the energy he brings.
Sexy fat Batman, baby.
Is impressive. Yeah, the number one women's jersey seller. Do you know that?
What a fucking legend. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
But what a legend.
It's impressive. You think Travis Kelce, probably now with Taylor Swift, but Jason Kelce, got to give him his props. What are you excited for the week coming up?
Kelce. Just watch Jason.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The legend.
Sometimes, as much as we get wrapped up in, especially with fantasy, the skill players and the quarterbacks and the yards and everything. You ever take a second to just watch the O-line?
Yeah.
Watch the O-line cook. And I'm not talking obviously in the pass game when I'm watching TJ Watt, Max Crosby, I want to watch these guys sack the quarterback, but when somebody gets locked up, when a pulling guard comes around and just gets that defensive end.
When you turn on the 49ers film and you watch Trent Williams.
Okay, I don't like Trent Williams, but
dog someone.
But when you watch that pulling guard come around, when you watch that tackle pull outside, it's a thing of beauty.
Dude, oh my god. Dude, when they're fucking downhill blocking and we have the guard pulling and they pick up that
dude, it's impressive.
And it creates that backside lane for the running back. It's just it's
being a Steelers fan, my favorite memories were watching Le'Veon Bell cook with the best line, one of the best lines in the last 10 years. When we had 3 All-Pros in our front line, it was impressive, and I miss those days.
It's like the Eagles right now.
Yeah, dude, it's actually insane.
Kelce and Lane Johnson.
God, imagine if the Browns O-line was healthy and Nick Chubb was healthy.
Yeah, Browns O-line has been insane.
They lost both of their tackles this year, and their backup tackle, their running back, their quarterback, and their 8-5. I'm a Steelers fan.
Kevin Stefanski.
That's impressive.
Head coach of the year.
100%. Him and
but he'll never win. He's not gonna win it again.
What's the Colts head coach?
Oh, Steichen.
Yeah. Shane Steichen. Those are 2 of the names I've heard a lot.
So if you had a vote for coach of the year right now, who would it be? Who would be your candidate? All right, let me give you some names.
Oh, candidates. Okay.
Dan Campbell, Lions.
Yeah. Okay. He's up there. I wouldn't put him too high though.
I'll throw out Kevin Stefanski. He's won it recently though. He's won it in the last couple of years.
Stefanski's very much up there.
He's up there, but he has won it. They typically don't give it to a coach twice. They try to give it to
that's
another
fair.
guy.
Shane
Steichen's
up there.
Rose from the Eagles, and now has the Colts in playoff positioning in the playoffs right now.
The Texans head coach.
Oh, DeMarco.
If they get hot again.
DeMeco Ryans?
Yeah, DeMeco Ryans.
If
with everything they faced in the last 2 weeks, if they can bounce back, CJ Stroud healthy bounces back, and they start winning some games, they get their playoff bid, DeMeco Ryan 100% should be in consideration.
I would say if Houston, I'm not going to say wins out, but if they can finish with a above 500 record. And
they could finish with at least the 6th seed.
Even the 6th or 7th seed, I don't think it can go to anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Him.
Especially with a rookie quarterback.
And the injuries that they're dealing with right
Tank Dell, your star rookie wide receiver that nobody really some people were high on Tank Dell, but nobody really expected him to be as good as he was.
No. Not even Nico.
To lose that. Nico Collins.
No one was really that high on him either.
But you could tell this past week that they were missing Tank Dell.
Oh, yeah.
100%. They were missing Tank Dell. He took some deep shots. Nico Collins, their third-string running back, wide receiver, I don't remember who his name is.
Noah Brown?
Yes. They were taking some deep shots, just couldn't connect. Maybe he was a few yards off. Maybe the wide receiver ran bad. It was close.
I think Dalton Schultz has been a very key piece.
Missing piece.
He's been out the last 2 weeks.
He was maybe coming back last week. Didn't. Maybe he's coming back this week. That would very much help. I don't want to start Isaiah Likely again.
But this last game against the Jets, I would throw that out completely. The Jets just absolutely destroyed them at home in the rain. CJ Stroud got hurt. Tank Dell's is out. Nico got hurt the first drive and was out for the game. Schultz was not there. They had no running game. And
that's what I'm saying. If they could take this adversity and flip it into some wins, DeMeco Ryans 100%.
Well, listen. Let's see.
A lot of close games this week.
They're at Tennessee this week. You like them there at Tennessee? This is the first time they're playing
Will Levis is kind of hot right now.
Division game.
Will Levis is kind of hot after that win.
They got Tennessee, Cleveland, Tennessee, Indy.
Okay. Tennessee.
They split
say
with
Cleveland. That Cleveland game is gonna be tough.
It's home.
They split. I think they split. And who's their last game? The Colts.
Indy.
I think they split to Titans, beat Indy, lose to Browns, maybe grab the 7.
Maybe grab
the 7. It's going to be a tight race.
At 8-9 or 9-8?
It put them at 9-8. I don't think you can make the AFC playoffs.
But
with
9-8, if they beat Indy that last week, that would be for the 7th seed pretty much because the Colts have it right now.
The Colts do have it right now
because of the tiebreak.
But this week's big for that because the Steelers and Colts are playing.
Yeah.
So whoever wins,
next 3 and the Texans win the next 3, it's coming down to that Week 18 game.
100%. And that's and like I said, I don't think you can
unless the Steelers completely lose out, then they both get in.
If the Steelers lose to the Colts this week, it's going to be bad for the Steelers and great for the Colts.
Yeah.
I really could see it going either way. We've seen a lot of versions of both of these teams this season. Nobody's been consistent. Now both teams are very much riddled with injuries. See, my problem with Tommy DeVito is, like, why do you pay him? Like, we have Daniel Jones on the roster getting paid a lot of money, and you need to retain Saquon. You need to do your best to keep this team.
You know why we pay Tommy DeVito?
Why is that?
He's fucking Italian.
Okay, I get that he's Italian, but, like, we need to win games, and we're not going to do that with 2 quarterbacks on full salary.
He's fucking Italian.
Because he's fucking Italian.
He's fucking Italian.
We're winning games because he's Italian. Chicken parm.
Forget about it.
Chicken cutlet.
All right, and we're back.
So what are we thinking?
Right back into it here. Ready? Thursday night matchup.
Yep.
Another team that's dealing with a lot of fucking injuries.
It's going to be a rough watch.
The Chargers.
It's going to be a rough watch.
Now, a lot of people feel like I'm like fucking Trump right now. A lot of people fucking China. Listen. A lot of people have their opinions on the Chargers the last couple of years, right? Justin Herbert, he's overrated. Can't play to his ability.
It's just
isn't worth the money.
It's just rough, dude.
But the coach stinks. Brandon Staley's got to get
the organization. Throw it away.
How hot is that?
Throw it away.
Point?
Please throw it away.
Every week, it's like we got to get rid of this guy. But where's he still on the team? Still coaching the squad.
It's like what are we doing here? And watching, being a big Ben Roethlisberger fan, watching Phillip Rivers, it was rough.
Yeah.
They had a number 1 defense and a number 1 offense in 1 year. I think it was 2011, and they didn't make playoffs.
Yep.
That's how garbage of an organization this is. Mediocrity with great quarterbacks.
Yeah, dude, because Rivers had the stats.
Well, Rivers had the stats.
Like Herbert has the stats.
Rivers is like top 10 all time in all the passing.
And Herbert will probably be there too. Just not.
Herbert will get there.
He just one of the wins.
What are the Chargers doing? 6 points 2 weeks ago. 7 points last week.
Yep.
The Raiders aren't much better. 0 last week. 0 points. Coming off a bye. They had 0 points.
The Raiders' defense has been playing very well. They only held the Vikings to 3.
All the respect to Max Crosby.
I like the Raiders to just flat out win on Thursday night. They're home.
Don't be surprised if we have another 3-0 victory.
But the Raiders' way this way.
Raiders' way, I suppose. But either way, it's going to be a rough game.
Herbert.
If you have a kicker in this game, start him. Start him. Start the kicker in this game. Start Dicker the kicker.
And start Daniel Carlson.
Please, because they will go for 19 of each.
You might as well start both the defenses too.
100%. 100%. If you can get your hands on one of those defenses, start them.
Herbert out for the year with a broken finger. Got surgery yesterday. He's done.
Terrible.
Keenan Allen is not playing tomorrow night.
It's
Don't
gonna
start
be
him.
Aiden McConnell attempting to throw to Devontae Adams again, and it's gonna be Austin Eckler attempting to run all over the Raiders defense.
Easton Stick will be starting.
Ugh.
And Max
The
Duggan
name
will
is
be
even
backing him
gross. Like the name's even gross.
Yeah.
Imagine like Tommy DeVito. It's one
dude,
thing, but
Tommy
like
DeVito on the Chargers. Come on.
Easton Stick, like it doesn't even roll off the tongue.
No.
It doesn't.
I hope Max Duggan gets some playing time tomorrow. He's
Forgot
backing him
about
up.
Max Duggan.
Max Duggan is
TCU
playing.
Horned Frog.
He's pulled up. Him and Quentin Johnston
One of the few gingers I support.
played in the championship game last year against Georgia.
Yeah.
Same team. Maybe they get some connection. Quentin Johnston.
Who knows? Listen,
He on his way to being a bust.
dude, it's rough. He had a good week this past week.
He did almost have 100 yards.
He
Can you
did
believe that?
have
On,
a
like,
decent
3
amount of yards.
catches.
But when you look at the
Touchdown.
receivers that came after him, it is rough. It
Would
is rough.
Would rather have Zay Flowers,
100%. We'd rather have Tank Dell
Jordan
Well,
Addison.
pre-injury. But it's...
JSN was the only receiver that went before him.
Yeah. I mean, Jason's doing pretty good,
Jason's
but
JSN.
Jason's very good, but it's a tough offense to get a lot of production in. Being, what is he, a 2-3 wide receiver? He's good. He's definitely got time to develop once one of those players leave.
Now, Herbert was having a very good season.
Herbert was having a very productive
Statistically,
season.
He was having a decent season. But
Yeah.
the wins just aren't coming along. The defense can't stop a cold.
Dude,
We
it's
got,
bad.
I mean, listen, they signed Khalil Mack a couple years ago. They signed that big deal to J.C. Jackson, found out that he was just a Belichick product and
100%.
waste.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa, I don't even know what's going on with him. You paid him
He's
all
had a
that
wasted
money.
he's had a wasted career.
He's
he's-
been
he's
bad the last
G-
couple seasons. Like, flat
Yeah,
out.
he's J.J. Watt part 2, just slightly worse. He's had a wasted career on that roster.
But even just him, like
Yeah,
in
he's
general,
taking
has
a
not been
decline.
Producing to what that contract is, and now he's hurt.
He's taking a decline.
And he's
Yeah,
been hurt.
yeah, he's it's
The,
rough to see.
The loss of Mike Williams has definitely hurt this offense and this team in general. Your deep threat to take away
God,
the top of the defense.
Keenan Allen not
Keenan
playing.
to thrive. And Keenan Allen is still thriving, being really the only receiver there.
The only receiver there, and him not playing in this game, it's gonna be ugly.
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be a very ugly game. How do you feel about the Saturday games coming back?
I'm excited. I mean, every time they come around, I just know that the holidays are around the corner. Christmas,
God.
New Year's, and it's just a good time.
Please.
We got football on the weekends, all day. We got college football coming back up. Now I know a lot of people
Very
want
excited.
to talk about the college
All right.
football thing. I think we're gonna. You want to talk about that right now?
I'm just gonna take a few seconds. I see both, and I realize that
You see
Travis.
both what?
I see both sides. I see both sides.
Of Alabama getting
I
in?
see Alabama getting
and
in. I see
FSU not
FSU getting in. I see why.
Okay.
I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with Booger McFarland. Why do we play the game?
Really?
Why do I never thought I'd say it. I never thought I'd say it.
What a state! Repeat that for the camera. What a state!
I do agree with Booger McFarland. In this one instance,
That just makes me chuckle every
go
time.
look at what he said. Because why do we play the game?
Mm-hmm.
Why did Eli Manning step into that game? Step into those playoffs? You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to... Why did Nick Foles... Why were the...
That's the example.
Why were the Eagles so high on Nick Foles? Why were... The city rallied behind this man.
Carson Wentz goes down.
Carson Wentz goes out
Nick
having
Foles.
an MVP caliber season. Nick
Yeah.
Foles steps in and gets the job done.
Wins the Super Bowl.
Who's to
For the city
say?
of Philadelphia.
Who's to say FSU can't do the same thing?
Who's to say FSU's backup quarterback can't go win a championship?
I get it. He didn't have the big production in that last game, but you can't count him out.
No.
He's a college quarterback. College quarterbacks are going to have bad games. I've seen a lot of college quarterbacks get played, real life and on TV. You got to give them time.
Gotta give him a chance.
Got to give them a chance, and you never know what could happen. I think it's going to be very enticing to watch Alabama, Michigan, and I'm excited. And I'm hoping Michigan can pull through for once in their lives. I doubt it. I doubt it. And even based on their reactions to seeing Alabama as their matchup.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? They would have been fucking. They would have took a trip to
Yeah.
Cancun and back if they saw FSU.
Oh yeah,
other
100%,
opponent.
100%. But it's going to be an entertaining playoff, 100%. I see all four of these teams with a chance to win. Washington, my favorite to win. I always love to see a team that's not usually there.
Listen, this is just the way I see it playing out. I see Alabama beating Michigan.
Okay.
If Washington beats Texas, I think Alabama wins the championship.
I agree.
If Washington loses to Texas, I think Texas beats Alabama a second time.
I agree.
And they take it.
I full 100% agree.
There's no
Couldn't
way
have said it better
Michigan
myself.
takes the championship in this scenario. I don't think they can pass Alabama.
So if Michigan beats Alabama, Michigan wins. If you beat Alabama, you win. If you beat Alabama, you win.
Yes.
100%.
If Michigan
and
beats
Washington,
Alabama,
I don't think Washington can do it. I don't think Washington can do it.
I don't think Washington has a chance at all. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Despite Michael Penix Jr. having a great season.
It would be a crazy scenario.
Yeah,
for
it
them to
really
win.
would be a crazy scenario. Here's the way that they look at it though, and the way that I know that they've come out and they some of the guys that vote in the committee, they've come out and they've shown like the criteria of what it takes to get in. But like you said, with FSU not having Jordan Travis there anymore, now back to quarterback. That being the reason why they can't get in, they're not going to bring us ratings or whatnot.
They still won. They still won the ACC chip.
And now, just like in general, you do want the SEC champion in the playoffs. I think that just has to be a given, whether it was Georgia or Alabama.
Yeah,
they have to be in.
I get it, but
they've just been so dominant over the last 20 years, no matter who gets in.
I get it, but it's got to be. I think you got to give an undefeated team a chance.
Right. Yeah,
undefeated Power 5 team, especially getting a win. Getting a win.
Yeah.
Regardless of how ugly it was, getting a win. What are you saying to that defense?
Yeah.
What are you saying to that defense? You don't matter
anymore.
Who's to say
the defense doesn't shut the other offense out?
Yeah. Who's to say? Anything could happen. Any given Sunday.
Who's to say FSU just
anything
makes
could happen?
J.J. McCarthy look like a bitch?
Yeah.
They shut down Blake Corum.
Who knows? It would be tough. I do think Alabama's got hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And
pretty much after that Texas loss.
And I can 100% see them winning all of this. Again, so I think it's Alabama first. I honestly think Texas second.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan and Washington would need. Washington would need a very strong win against Texas and to not verse Alabama in the championship. I don't think Washington could take Texas at Alabama. They would have to take Texas and hope and pray that Michigan gets
wins. Yeah, and even if Michigan wins, I don't think that they get past Michigan.
Yeah, I'd say they definitely have the worst odds.
Yeah, whoever beats Bama.
Whoever beats Bama.
You win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
On your championship.
Unless Texas somehow.
R.I.P. to FSU.
Texas, Michigan.
To Georgia.
Texas, Michigan would be interesting.
Texas, Michigan would be that'd be a fun.
It would either.
Any of these matchups would be fun.
It's gonna be. The thing is, Alabama's gonna be Alabama. Mm-hmm. Alabama's been Alabama's gonna be Alabama. The other three teams, you don't know.
Who knows?
They could beat Bama by 14, lose to Bama by 20. Those two are gonna happen. I don't think we'll see a bloodbath with Alabama. I think it's going to be a strong win either way, a strong win or strong loss for Alabama. I don't see them in a dogfight down the stretch.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe another Miller miracle.
I think it's going to be a cage match to start it off, Michigan, Alabama.
It's whoever starts winning the line is going to win it.
Yeah.
And Michigan's relied on their fantastic line this year. If Alabama can get some penetration, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a long day for Michigan and J.J. McCarthy if Alabama can get through that line.
I just feel bad for FSU,
Yeah.
I know DeSantis came out and was like, sue the school, sue the committee, sue the NCAA.
I would hate
corrupt scumbags.
I would hate for them to go so far just to be mocked like UCF a few years ago.
Yeah.
So you just kind of got to roll with this punch. And
I'm just glad that they're changing it finally. We're getting a 12-team
12-team
next year.
What do you think
We're
about
going to have no
12-team?
problems next year.
I think we will have a problem. Teams opting out of the college football playoff in hopes that they don't get hurt. You got to play 3 extra games or 2 extra games, and that's rough. It's rough for I don't agree with it.
Just in this sense, because it's been the closest it's been in years, at the top like this with the champions being undefeated and whatnot. That we're not gonna have this problem again. We're gonna have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Like Alabama and Georgia both get to get in, right? FSU gets to get in.
But hell, if we had a 12-team,
Oregon gets to get in.
If we had a 12-team this year, Liberty would be in the championship, which is crazy. They're the 12th seed right now. So
Oh,
Liberty
God,
or
Liberty.
11 maybe. Liberty University would be in the college football playoff.
Whoever's
I would like to
playing
point that
them
out.
is dogging their shit.
100%.
All
Like
right?
without a
Give me
doubt.
fucking like Iowa. All right.
100%. It would be a
Give me Illinois.
it would be a 6-0 game if Iowa versus Liberty. But that's another thing. It's hard to come by good college defense. So it's at this level, at the Power 5 level, it's hard to come by a defense that'll shut down an offense.
Give me fucking West Lafayette Tech.
All
right.
Give me the Colorado School of
They're
Mines.
dogging. Fucking.
It's the Liberty University.
Hey, give me the Belmore Braves, dog. I swear I'll take them on the money line.
All right, so big picks. Any locks this week for NFL?
Any locks this week? Oh boy. I mean, we got some good games this week. I'm not gonna lie.
Survivor pool, you got to pick 3 teams. Go. I think Chargers Raiders very much could go either way. I'm leaning.
I would take the Raiders in that game.
Raiders
All right,
because the
pick
Chargers
games?
are
Go
too
ahead.
banged up.
Pick games.
I got Raiders over Chargers. I got.
Raiders. What do you got? You got Raiders?
I got Raiders over Chargers.
All right, what's the next game?
Vikings Bengals. I got the
I'm gonna take the
Bengals.
Bengals.
I got the Bengals. Jake Browning bounce back week. Jamar Chase 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. Kyle goes to the championship.
Jake Browning wins 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Next game.
Steelers Colts. I'm praying for a Steelers
That
win.
game-
I'm gonna go Steelers. I'm going hometown heroes.
That game can go either way.
Yeah, very much good.
Both are coming off a loss.
Very much good.
Colts are home. I just think that the Colts expose them just a little bit more.
If the Steelers lose, we're
3 in a
going.
row.
We're losing out.
I'm
We're
gonna pick the
bye bye
Colts.
Mike Tomlin's record.
I think they cover, but I'd like to take.
It's gonna be tight.
got the Steelers.
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be ugly.
Give me the next game.
Broncos Lions. Give me the Lions. Broncos. I could see them winning.
I could see them winning 100%.
I could see them winning.
Because what the fuck is going on with the Lions?
I'm
right
taking
now?
the Lions.
Frauds?
No. Lions are proving themselves this week.
Now,
Calling
Lions
it now.
typically have been doing well
Aiden
at home.
Hutchinson, 2 sacks.
Calling it 2 sacks.
2 sacks.
2 sacks.
He's been a beast. I don't think Russell Wilson's ready for him.
The
I don't
Lions
think that
offense
line is ready.
has generally performed better at home, more points at home.
Yeah.
Jared Goff plays at an MVP level when he's at home.
Give me the Lions.
Although the Broncos have been hot.
The Broncos have been
They're only
hot.
1 game back in the West in their division.
Really?
1 game back.
I
from
didn't
the
realize
Chiefs.
that. Oh my god.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Uh,
We'll talk about them in a minute. Don't
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yep.
I want to bring up that fucking penalty.
Giants,
I
Saints.
want to talk about Mahomes.
God, give me the
Hold on,
Saints.
wait. What do we pick for the Broncos and
I
got the
said
Lions?
Lions. I'll take
I'll
Lions.
take Lions as well. I like the Lions.
Giants, Saints.
Where's that game?
Give me that man. Give me that Saints.
Don't matter where it is.
Don't matter where it is. Don't matter where it is.
Fucking
Give him.
Cutlets,
Give him.
ya. Give me the fucking Giants on the money line.
Please.
Give me the fucking Giants.
Bears, Browns. Browns, 100%. Browns, Bears. That
Bears have looked.
line, that
Okay.
defensive line is murdering Justin
Where
Fields.
is it? It's in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland.
And Joe Flacco, man. What a
Dude,
fucking,
Joe Flacco. What a story.
What a game.
As a Steelers fan, what a story. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't even be mad if he beats us. I wouldn't be
No,
mad.
are you kidding me? I'd be fucking shining the guy's shoes before
I-
the game.
I'd be impressed. Nothing but
3
respect.
touchdowns, over 300
Nothing but
yards. He was
respect.
sitting on his fucking couch a couple weeks ago, right?
Nothing but respect.
Why did the Vikings or the Jets call him when they?
Joe Flacco is an elite quarterback.
Dude.
Joe Flacco is an elite quarterback. I'm taking the Browns. Falcons.
I'm taking the Bears in an upset.
All right. That's fair. No, that's fair.
Justin Fields and DJ Moore have finally been connecting the last couple weeks and looking like the duo they should have been all year.
A DJ Moore week would be big for me.
Because DJ Moore is a
So,
top
DJ
15
Moore.
receiver. I won't go as high as 10, but he's a top 15 receiver in this fucking league.
If we're talking about strictly healthy guys, I think he's easily top 10.
Perfect.
By this year, strictly healthy
He's a
guys,
top 10.
he's top 10.
He's a top 10 fantasy.
Going
not
into
just
this
fantasy.
weekend, you got to pick 10 wide receivers. He's top 10.
He's a top 10
Hands down.
statistic receiver right now. He's the top 10 receiver this
100%.
year. Statistic.
Falcons, Panthers. I gotta go Falcons. Panthers are just a
Falcons.
fucking mess.
Panthers are home. Let the Panther fan talk for a sec, all right? Let him get his moment. Let me get my bread, all right? Because I get fucking ripped every week by this fucking Giants fan over here, right? We stink. Ain't nothing about it. We're poverty. Our owner is man. We're just rough. He's getting the shit. We're fired. We fired the coach. We fired the offense coordinator, defense coordinator. We fired everybody. We're losing games left and right. We just got fucking murked by the Bucks last week and the Saints. 3 division games in a row.
What are you guys, 1-12?
We already lost to the Falcons week 1 in Atlanta. It's in Charlotte this week, all right? Carolina will win another game this year. I just don't know when. But I got to stop telling you, everybody, to stop.
Let's see. It's Packers next week and then Jaguars.
I'm going to take the Falcons, but I like the Panthers to cover.
And then the Bucks. Ooh. I wouldn't be surprised. Sneaky week 18.
But Panthers at home? Is this what it is? Do they get swept by Atlanta?
I'm taking the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons.
I'm taking my team.
You can take the Panthers. I'll take the Falcons.
I will take my team every week.
Buccaneers, Packers.
Where's that game? Tampa?
Lambeau. That's tough. I'm going to take the Packers. I'm definitely not betting on them. I'll tell you that much.
Packers.
I'll take the Packers as well. Lambeau, yeah. Give me the Packers.
Off a loss? I think they get a bounce back.
Jets, Dolphins. Zach Wilson looks half good. And if Zach Wilson continues to look half good, which is part of my Aaron Rodgers theory, if Zach Wilson continues to look half good, I could see them getting a sneaky upset. I got the Jets in an upset, 21-17, give or take.
You're insane.
2017, give or take. I'm taking the Jets. Upset alert. I'm taking the Jets.
No. They ain't doing what they did to fucking... No. It's the Dolphins.
Chiefs, Patriots. Chiefs. I think that is
Take the Chiefs and
yep.
You're taking the Jets, you son of a bitch.
Yes, sir. Texans, Titans. Okay. Will Levis.
Texans, Titans?
If this is a statement game for either one. Either it's in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Either the Texans come in there battered and bruised. They're the same conference, yeah. AFC South.
Yep.
AFC, yeah. Texans walk into this building, beaten and bruised, walk into the Texans stadium and win. That'd be huge.
I just don't see it.
They hold on to their playoff hopes, and everything would be great. Titans, statement win if they win.
They just got a statement win on Monday night.
But they ride that out into the Texans, into a battered Texans team in Tennessee. I think they take advantage. I take the Titans.
I think they take advantage at home, and I say that because they do play them again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so they'll split if the Texans can bounce back. Yeah. But I got the Titans right this week.
Titans this week.
49ers, Cardinals. Don't need much debate on that. I'm taking I'm kidding.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
49ers.
On the money line. Cardinals are home. Kyler Murray's off a bye. Niners are fucked this week. Fuck no.
So we're both riding the Niners on that one.
McCaffrey's gonna have
if the Cardinals win, that would be insane. I'm hoping for a low game from Kyler. From Christian McCaffrey. Give him a touchdown, but don't let him score more than 15.
I think whatever the Cardinals spread is. I think whatever.
I think I'm willing to put $10 down on them just because of the gross spread.
Give me the Cardinals to cover. Fuck the Niners defense, but I think the Niners offense scores a lot of points. But I think the Cardinals score a lot of points.
Fair.
Because they got destroyed last time they played.
Yeah.
Give me the Cardinals to cover, but the Niners to win.
Okay. Commanders, Rams.
Stafford is going to
throw.
I'm a big
Sam Howell fan. Give me the Commanders.
Matthew Stafford is going to throw 6 touchdowns this weekend. It's going to be one of those weekends. Kyron Williams.
Give me them Commanders.
6 of those times.
Give me them Commanders. Commanders.
You want the Commanders?
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me the Commanders.
You're fucking right.
Cowboys, Bills. Big game. Statement game for the Bills.
Fucking Bills, Dallas in
Buffalo. In Buffalo's big.
Both coming off huge wins.
What's the weather like? What's the weather like in Buffalo? What's the weather like in Buffalo on Thursday?
Give it to us, Siri.
Come on, Siri. Buffalo Thursday. It's clear. Zero chance of rain.
Tomorrow?
Thursday. Oh.
No, you need Sunday.
I'm a little retarded. Give me the weather in Buffalo on Sunday.
They're both coming off huge wins against Philly, Sunday Night Football, and against the Chiefs. Again, hold it. We're going to talk about the Chiefs in a sec.
Start talking about the Chiefs.
No, I want to finish these picks. And then
All
we'll
right.
get into it.
Buffalo on Sunday. Rainy, but 50 degrees. Interesting weather for Buffalo in December.
I think
Rainy 50 degrees means it's going to be a ground game. Is CeeDee Lamb good in the rain? I don't know. Will.
Hold on. Camera shut off. So Sharon O'Neal.
Right. So
No.
so the Cowboys Bills.
Bills.
Bills win this game. It would be crazy.
I'm going to let you know right now I'm taking the Bills.
All right, I'll take the Cowboys.
Cowboys have won like 6 straight at
If
this
it's
point.
the
They're so hot, and then they get cooled down in Buffalo.
Okay.
Buffalo off the bye, just beat Kansas City. They gotta keep their streak alive.
I'll
right now
always
in the
root
playoffs.
against Buffalo. I'll always root against Buffalo.
I'll always root against the Cowgirls.
So I'll take
Cowgirls.
Cowboys
Josh
and
Allen,
take Bills.
Give me Stephon Diggs. No Trayvon Diggs.
Josh Allen sucks. He sucks. I hate him.
I'm taking the
He's
Bills.
been on a tear though. I gotta give him a little bit of credit, but I do always hate
Take
Josh
away
Allen.
the interceptions. Give him another win or two. He's the front runner.
That's like
MVP.
taking.
He's the front runner MVP.
That's like taking Westbrook.
And it's
That's
not
like taking
close.
Westbrook in his prime and being like,
And it's not close.
take away the turnovers. Take away the turnovers.
Not
They
all
don't
of them,
exist.
Not all of them.
They don't
Not all of
exist.
them. Not all of them. I'm just saying take away a few because he's got a lot.
Oh yeah, take away a few. He does have the highest touchdown to turnover ratio since he entered the league.
Take away like 5 or 6 picks. Give him like 2 wins. He's the front runner by far. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Take Brock Purdy.
Okay, that's okay.
Dak.
Get rid of Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and half of the Niners offensive line. Give Brock Purdy 2 wins.
And it's so close right now.
It is.
That I'm saying if you just took away a few things.
Do you think Brock Purdy deserves MVP?
Josh Allen runs away with the MVP.
Do you think Brock Purdy deserves to be in the MVP for
that was a little thing here I was going to tee up on you.
Yeah, we were supposed to do that earlier.
It's back up on me.
It's hard.
Use my own question against me. Go ahead, ask me.
It's hard. Do you think that Brock Purdy should be in the MVP race as high as he is?
As high as he is, no. He could be in the MVP race because he's a quarterback.
Do you think that Christian McCaffrey should be in the MVP race?
Yeah, because it relatively is a down year for quarterbacks.
It is a down year for quarterbacks, especially with all the injuries.
And I think that Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill are having such great seasons. They
Yeah,
have to be considered.
I think it would be harder to consider a wide receiver. That's why that's why running backs won it more recently.
He was out for the majority of that game on Monday, and I think that's a huge reason why they lost.
100%. And I think it's harder to give a wide receiver because I think any stat a wide receiver has, a quarterback has. Mm-hmm. What Christian McCaffrey's done in the run game and the receiving game, it's impressive. It's unprecedented.
Let me ask you this: you put Brock and Dak on any 32 of the teams in the league.
Who starts?
Do they get better?
Yeah.
How many teams could you really tell me they're really going to get better?
Give Dak Prescott, give any of the quarterbacks that are top 10 in the race right now to the Niners, they get better. Okay, I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. At the end of the day, he's a game manager.
Because Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott are leading the MVP conversation right now. Okay?
Dak Prescott's better.
They are theoretically, right now, the best quarterbacks in the league at this moment playing.
Yep.
What'd you say? Right now. They're playing the best. They're the best quarterbacks in the league as of right now, as of we stand.
No. I think it's Dak Prescott. Right now, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen. And I hate Josh Allen.
We'll just stick with Dak then. Dak Prescott is currently the best quarterback in the league right now, you'd say, as of right now. As of week 15.
Yes.
Okay.
Statistically, he's the best, and you watch the games, he's doing it.
You put him on any other team in the league.
Put him on any other team in the league, they get better other than the Chiefs, just because of what Patrick Mahomes can do.
So since we're saying the best, though, so he would be replacing Mahomes. You think they get better or worse?
Worse. But
put him or replace Josh Allen. Put him on the Bills. Better or worse?
Same. I don't think he obviously doesn't have the leg power that Josh Allen does, but give him Stephon Diggs as a replacement to CeeDee Lamb. He's doing the same stuff. He's giving.
This is my argument with Tyreek Hill and McCaffrey. You put them on any other team, how drastic did their team go up?
McCaffrey, 100%. 100% goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he was doing on the Panthers, and look at what happened after he left.
Tyreek Hill, too. You don't think the Chiefs are missing Tyreek Hill like a motherfucker right now?
They're missing Tyreek Hill, yes, but also their wide receiver one is the worst wide receiver one in the NFL.
Oh,
I'd say
I would consider Rashee Rice number one.
The gap,
okay.
The gap between Christian McCaffrey and all other running backs that are healthy right now. Nick Chubb has been out all season. Jonathan Taylor's been banged up. Christian McCaffrey, the gap between him and all other running backs is bigger than the gap between Tyreek Hill and all other wide receivers.
What I'm saying right now,
because you could argue A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb,
Jefferson,
mm-hmm. as good or better as Tyreek Hill. You can't tell me a single running back that is as effective as Christian.
It's not even close.
Exactly.
McCaffrey is the best and will ever be the best in the league. No one will ever touch him.
100%.
And it's not even close. There's
100%.
not a running back near him.
100%. Especially his versatility alone.
But we're just talking like this year, right now, Tyreek Hill's unique speed.
It's given them a lot of opportunities. And it has.
You put Tyreek Hill on the Steelers right now with Mitch or Kenny Pickett.
He'd catch those two 4th and 2 fucking long balls. If you
They'd have another 2 or 3 wins right now, I'd say.
Yeah, but if you give them Christian McCaffrey, they also have those wins.
That's my point.
You got it.
Either one of them.
I think Tyreek Hill.
My argument is for the non-QB. So those two both go in the mix.
The other thing we haven't seen Tyreek Hill play with a bad
quarterback
team
or team in general. Sure.
We haven't seen him play with a bad team. We've seen him play with maybe the tail end Alex Smith, who was still pretty good. We got him to see him play with the best quarterback of our generation, not counting Brady as our generation, the best quarterback of our generation. And now we see him with Tua, who's got the gunslinger arm to give him these passes.
Yep.
And a team around him. They're running the scheme on Dolphins' offense is insane. The running backs are great. Or together,
running backs are really good.
Together they're great.
Mostert and A-Chain.
And Jalen Waddle to peel off any loose defenders.
That's my other argument. Monday night, Dolphins should have been a bloodbath. It should have been a Monday night massacre against 100%. A weak Titan secondary. Best offense in the league, statistically right now. The most points. It's not even close. The Dolphins' offense is ridiculous.
Dolphins' offense still put up 27 points though.
They did. For the running back, Tyreek Hill really wasn't a part of it last night. Tua didn't really have to do much.
Watching the game, you could 100% tell.
Tua couldn't put it away by himself.
100% you could tell that they missed Tyreek Hill on the field. Same way that the Texans are missing Tank Dell, the Dolphins miss Tyreek Hill on the field. However, 27 points, 27 points. The threshold, the 20-25 gap, Dolphins put up 45 the week before in a bloodbath against the Commanders. They put up... Sorry, I'm trying to find it. They put up 34 to the Jets 13. You're still put up 27 points. That's on your defense for not winning that game. Mm-hmm. That's on your defense for not winning that game. That's schematically not getting that first down.
Tua had plenty of drives to put it away.
Yeah, that last drive, I'll put on Tua.
Tyreek Hill is not there. You drafted Jalen Waddle as a top 10. He was a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
That should be your next 1A when Tyreek Hill is not there. He should be good enough to continue the game as if he's the 1A.
Yeah, but in the offense where he's so used to being a 2 and used to having not any pressure on him, taking Tyreek Hill out of that.
But just his talent.
It's a huge piece.
Regardless.
You take Tyreek Hill out mid-game, they're going to double Jalen Waddle. They're going to make it hard for Tua to get the ball to Jalen Waddle because now they have no other threats.
Just saying. And then another thing. Okay. Because you're saying that there's no one close to McCaffrey.
Yeah. Okay,
and you're saying that there's a few wide receivers that are close to Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Offensive Player of the Year right now.
Christian McCaffrey.
Would be McCaffrey.
100%.
Tyreek Hill goes for over 2,000 yards. Scores another 4 touchdowns.
Christian McCaffrey.
Another 30,
I don't
30
know
40,
Christian McCaffrey's full season stats right now. But
he's got a little over 1,300 yards on the ground. He's leading the league in rushing by far.
Yeah.
He's got, I want to say, 18 total touchdowns on the year.
Easily. Easily.
Above Tyreek Hill. Even if Tyreek Hill puts up over 2,000.
Easily. And it's tough for Tyreek Hill. It's nothing against him, but yes. The other thing is...
okay, so if McCaffrey finishes with a stat line of like 15,500 yards on the ground, 21 total touchdowns, we'll say, and like 400 yards through the air.
You got to give it to him.
You're giving that, but that's not even a top like 10 running back season compared to the best. That's a top 5 total season. Like Tyreek Hill has 12 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah. Well, we also got to see him coming off this minor injury.
Calvin Johnson put up the 1964, 5 touchdowns and like 120 catches, which is not close to the receptions record and not even close to anywhere of a good touchdown year.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill has the touchdowns, and he's almost at 100 catches. So give Tyreek Hill another 25 to 30 catches with another 4 or 5 touchdowns to end the year, plus over 2K. I just don't see how you don't give it to him. And I am the biggest Christian McCaffrey fan on the planet.
I agree. I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I still think that what Christian McCaffrey is doing. He deserves to be the MVP, much less the offensive player of the year. 100%.
Okay.
The credit Brock's getting to do what...
Is he a game manager?
Yeah, and I hate to take away somebody's props, but his offense is...
It's insane.
Elite.
It's insane.
Top O-line, fantastic blocking and catching tight end, fantastic scheme. Wide receivers, Brent Ayuk's developed very well.
Oh, phenomenal. Top 15 wide receiver in the league.
Deebo Samuel, second most versatile player in the league. Christian McCaffrey, the most versatile player in the league.
George Kittle.
I don't think you deserve it. I don't think you deserve it if you have that offense.
Now, besides MVP talk and just basic football, you think he's a decent quarterback, though, right?
I think he's solid. I don't think...
You think he's in the top half?
Yeah.
Like a top 16? He's a top 16 quarterback?
Top 16, not top 10. Off raw talent, and if you put everybody on the same roster, give everybody... I like to think that, yes, the Cowboys have a very basic offense. It is one of the best offenses, but at the end of the day, it is basic offense. Mm-hmm. You have a very good wide receiver 1, top wide receiver 1. You have a good running back 1.
Yep, decent running back.
But not much past that. Jake Ferguson's been doing good.
Jake Ferguson has filled the shoes of Schultz at the moment.
He's been doing good. Cowboys have always had good tight ends.
Brandon Cooks is finally starting to get in.
Brandon Cooks is a solid wide receiver too. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy, not a Devontae Smith.
No.
But a solid wide receiver too. Very basic offense.
Yep.
Their scheme is good, but nothing insane. Nothing Mike McDaniel, nothing Kyle Shanahan. Mm-hmm. You put every quarterback in the league on the Cowboys, Dak's doing it. Almost as good as anybody else. Him, Patrick Mahomes, and someone with talent like Josh Allen. That's it. That's really it. And Jalen Hurts, maybe.
What's funny with Dak is because we were calling him a top 5 quarterback back in like 2020.
Yeah.
Before he broke his fucking ankle, his hand the following year.
It's because he's a Cowboy.
And then the last couple of years, everyone had said like Dak was not worth the money. Bad quarterback.
He fixed his turnover issue.
And now he's leading the MVP race.
Him and Josh Allen, turnover issues, Dak fixed it.
Yeah.
You can't take it away from him. Mm-hmm. If the Cowboys, especially if the Cowboys win this week. Cowboys
win this week against Buffalo, I will start.
Cowboys win this week.
Getting on the bandwagon.
Cowboys win this week. Even if they drop one of these games.
They got
Bills,
well.
they got Bills and Dolphins. They drop one of these two and beat the Lions. Oh, dude, they got a tough schedule coming up. And finish on the Commanders. They get 3-1, and Dak's playing good. Dak MVP.
3-1 the next 3 weeks.
The next 4 weeks, they land 3-1. They got the Commanders to finish off.
Well, they're gonna smoke the Commanders. That's not even a question.
They'll probably be resting their starters though, unless they're fighting for that 1 seed.
Yeah, if they're fighting for the 1 seed.
So
they'll have to play.
Bills, Dolphins, Ravens. What? I'm looking at the wrong team.
No, I don't think the Cowboys play the Ravens.
Bills, Dolphins, Lions.
Detroit, that's what it is. Yes.
And Commanders. They finished 3-1 out of these last 4 games. MVP.
They're on the road at Buffalo. They're on the road at Miami. and then they're back home for Detroit.
Yep. MVP.
And these are the three good teams. These are 3 playoff teams right now that they're going up against.
Yeah, 100%. 4 even. The Commanders could sneak in. 100%.
They got 4 wins.
Sam Howell's dog.
They're like 4-9.
Don't count them
they're
out.
Not even close.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're almost on the same boat as the Panthers. Their defense is so bad.
That's fair.
They're the worst receivers in the league.
Okay, so let's finish up the game picks.
Yeah.
Last 2, Ravens-Jaguars. Great game. Oh, great game.
In Jacksonville.
Duval County, represent. I got the Ravens. As a Steelers fan, the Ravens are fantastic.
Escaped a trap game last week with the Rams
in
the rain.
Yep.
Came down to that punt return for the win.
Yep.
In overtime.
Crazy finish. A lot of crazy finishes.
Ravens got the Niners next week. The following week on Christmas.
They're going to drop that game to the Niners.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough game, especially if they beat.
So you think that the Ravens get this win?
Beat Jaguars, lose to the Niners.
In
Unless it's a statement win against the Jaguars. If they hang like a 20, 30-point win on the Jaguars, I could see them competing with the Niners.
Well, I think they're going to compete with the Niners regardless because they have a great defense.
Yeah, but they're also going to be kind of battered.
It's the Ravens' offense. Can the Ravens' offense compete with the Niners' offense? Can Lamar put up enough points?
And that's the thing. Like, this is the best the Ravens' offense has looked.
I think Lamar will
and
be
they
fine against
still don't
Jacksonville.
have weapons.
I know.
That's
Mark
another
Andrews
case for
not being there.
That's another case for
how.
It's another case for Lamar's fucking MVP race. He's got the least amount of weapons he's ever had. Zay Flowers doing okay. OBJ's finally looking half decent, but they do not look good.
No.
Positionally.
But that was another thing with Dak too, is because the Cowboys defense is leading almost every statistical category.
They're all around.
And they have the most touchdowns.
They're all around the top team,
by far.
100%.
But Baltimore is right behind them. Pretty much they're second, and then the Browns. But the Browns don't have the touchdowns.
You could argue that the best 3 teams in the league are all NFC teams.
Niners,
Cowboys, Eagles. Other than the Ravens, I don't see how you could put a
even
AFC
though it's
team.
so close in the AFC, the top of the NFC would beat any of the
100%,
AFC teams.
100%. But AFC is so good throughout. Give me the Ravens over the Jags.
I still think the Bills beat the Cowboys.
Give me the Ravens over the Jags.
I'll take the Ravens as well.
Eagles, Seahawks.
I like Lamar.
I think it'll be a good game.
Give me the Eagles.
Eagles.
They got to bounce back, and I think that they do it with Seattle. Because if the Eagles drop 3 straight,
I don't see it happening.
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I like the Eagles. I think everyone's giving them way too much criticism and way too much beatdown. This is insane.
Because it's the Eagles.
They had one good year last year, and now everyone's fucking killing them completely. Yeah. Jalen Hurts was an MVP. It was the MVP favorite 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They dropped 2 games to the Niners and the Cowboys, and look at who the top 2 favorites are. The Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, the 2 quarterbacks that beat them. And now Hurts is nowhere to be found. Even though he's got like 30-something combined touchdowns because he's got so many damn rushing touchdowns with the tush push, obviously, unfortunately. Yeah. But, he had the most wins at one point. Now he's tied with the Niners and the Cowboys. But I like for them to get back on track here.
Fair enough.
And fight for the 1 seed because they still have it. They're still in contention for it. If the Eagles went out, they get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Still.
The race for that 1 seed's gonna be good.
The Eagles will get the 2 seed because the Niners hold the tiebreak over the both of them.
Yeah.
So the Niners would take it. Eagles, for the division purposes, would take it.
Yep.
Because the split between them and the Cowboys, and the Eagles have a better conference record, giving the Eagles the 2 seed. Cowboys would then go to the 5 seed.
It's gonna be a good NFC run.
That's the Monday night game, right?
Yep.
All right, and we have our picks. Now, one last thing before we wrap up here is I want to talk about the Chiefs game, and I want to talk about the penalty that happened between the Chiefs and the Bills. If you didn't catch it, on Sunday, the Chiefs played the Bills in Arrowhead, and it came down to the end of the game where the Bills were ahead 20-17, and the Chiefs were rolling on offense. Mahomes throws it to Kelsey. Kelsey laterals it back to Kadarius Toney. Toney takes it in for the game winner. Oh, no, there's a flag on the play. Offsides on the offense. What?
Insane.
That call doesn't get thrown a lot.
There's
What
been
are
a
your
lot.
initial thoughts on
There's
this?
been a lot to come out of this. Number one, the reaction
Number one, Mahomes
from the Chiefs.
crybaby.
I've never seen some, especially from Patrick Mahomes. I've never seen that reaction from a quarterback.
That's the face of our league.
That's supposed to be the face of our league.
Face of our league.
It turned into LeBron over here.
What are we doing?
That's the face of our league. Crying to the refs, trying to fight the refs, having half of your team hold you back. Nothing but complaints in the press conference. Have none of you been media trained?
Mm-mm.
Like, you can't do that.
That's the face of our league, and we got him
You're
at the podium.
I can't disbelief as somebody who's been a Mahomes fan.
Mm-hmm.
I've
I
liked
got no problem with him.
I've liked this run.
Got no problem with him.
You know, I've liked the Chiefs. I think they're a good organization.
The next Brady, next Patriots dynasty.
What the hell is this reaction? Like, your boy fucked up. He fucked up 4 times that game. He was offsides 4 different times. Something you learned from Pee Wee football.
Right in the same game.
From Pee Wee football, when you line up as a wide receiver, you check with that ref, make sure you're on the line, make sure you're yard back, whatever. Mm-hmm. You don't check that 4 times in a game, and you get called for it, you can't be mad.
Well, all right. So you're starting with that. Well, apparently he was checked throughout the game in those 4 times, but they called it on the 4th time because he was blocking the ball so much after he was already checked with the ref, and they still called the play.
I did not hear that he got checked with the ref.
Even though it did not affect the play, you still got to call it.
Yeah.
And when Mahomes was saying he could not believe that the refs would call it in that moment, let the boys play. Well, let's go back to the Super Bowl of last year, where
the left tackle, Juwan Johnson.
No, they got the holding call. They got the pass interference call. They got the pass interference call that on that 3rd down, which would have made the Chiefs kick a field goal. Eagles get the final drive and can pretty much run clock and kick the field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
No, prevents the Eagles from even stepping foot back on the field till 10 seconds in the game, and the Chiefs go ahead and win it.
Yeah.
In the biggest game of the year. So Mahomes, the face of our league, I get it that you're complaining about the penalties. It happened 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
When they played Green Bay.
When they played Green Bay,
PI happened.
When they played Green Bay, it was kind of tit for tat. It was a shit call when Patrick Mahomes was very much still in bounds, and they called the illegal, unnecessary roughness. Mm-hmm. And then, one call, Marcus Valdes-Scantling, he wasn't catching that ball anyway. It's Marcus Valdes-Scantling.
He wasn't catching it, but it was pretty blatant.
It was blatant PI. You could argue he was in pursuit of the ball, but you can't run through guys back like that. And then to complain about a Hail Mary pass interference? Yeah. Come on.
I know.
Come on. Who are you talking to?
The complaining is crazy considering how many calls they get.
How many times they've been called. Yeah. The other thing in the Super Bowl that I was referencing, Juwan Johnson, I believe the left tackle's name was.
They got to fucking...
taking the step back every single play for the entire game, and the ref's not calling it, or not calling it for like the 4th quarter. He needs to be trained by
the Navy SEALs or something to just learn how to stay still.
Yeah.
He's leading the league in false start penalties and holding calls this year.
You got to be better than the reaction at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How regardless of how bad the call was, you got to be better.
And it was pretty egregious. He was totally lined up offsides.
Yeah. You can't be mad at that.
Regardless of it not affecting the play, you have to call it. Now, there was something that came out that Peyton Manning was talking about it. He came out and said that if they're going to call that kind of play, if they're going to call that kind of flag on an offside for the offense, why not stop the play dead before the ball's even snapped?
Yeah.
Like they would do a false start on the defense, right? I agree with that, but the reason that with false starts, sometimes they let it play is so that the offense can get a free play, right? If you were to let the offense do the same thing,
it's a defensive free play.
What if the defense gets a pick?
Yeah.
You got to let the defense get a chance to turn the ball over, right? You can't just do it one way, can't be for the other.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
There's both sides to that, but you know what I'm saying.
It's a rough penalty to be called. Obviously a huge moment in the game. It's rough. It's rough, but you got to move on past it. You got a big few weeks coming up. You haven't been the Chiefs that we've known to be accustomed to the last few years, but
back-to-back losses.
Back-to-back
straight.
losses. You got a good,
Two straight at
you got a
home,
good
too.
stomping to give you some this week against the Patriots.
2 straight at Arrowhead.
Get
too.
some confidence, get some momentum, and finish out the season good.
What really bothered me is when he walked on the field to greet Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And
What kind of respect is
complained
that?
To the other quarterback.
Didn't even say like, "Hey, good game."
Yeah.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
I know that your boys off the field, right? You talk, you do things, you
Yeah.
golf, you whatever, right? But you just, my man has been through, like, Josh Allen has had his own problems throughout the year, right? He just wants to get out of there, be like, okay, you know, good, you know, stay healthy, don't get yourself hurt. We'll see you down the road. Let's get out of here. You know, good job, well played, right? No, he doesn't want to hear you complaining about the flag that just won him the game.
What is Mahomes
right?
supposed? What is Josh Allen supposed to say to that? Oh man, that was a terrible call. Yeah, you're right, man.
You're right,
My
man.
bad for winning
Dog,
the game.
You want to restart? You want me to do something about it? No.
Oh God.
What do you want the other quarterback to do?
I don't know.
It's insane.
All right, you got our picks. You got our
It's insane.
opinions.
I think that
Wraps
just
us
about
up.
wraps.
Thank you
it
for having
all
me on the
up.
show. I hope to be back, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We will catch you probably sometime next week. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy the games coming up.
Hope to see you before Christmas.
Enjoy the holidays that are coming up. You know, whatever holidays you're celebrating. Stay safe. Enjoy the time with your families and enjoy some fucking football this week.
Happy Hanukkah.
Baby. Adios, everybody.